evening, everybody. From Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, we bid you welcome to Reds baseball. The Reds and the Pirates begin a brief two-game series here tonight. And for Frank Pastore, a bid to win his 9th game of the season. As he goes to the mound for the Reds, the Pirates will counter with right-hander Bert Blyleven. We'll be back to take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment. If you're ready now, the starting lineups tonight for the Cincinnati Reds, leading off and playing center field, will be Dave Collins. Batting second at shortstop, Dave Concepcion. Hitting third, right fielder Ken Griffey. George Foster will play left field and bat fourth. Hitting fifth at first base, Danny Dreesen. Batting number 6, the catcher, Johnny Bench. Ray Knight will bat seventh. He'll play third base. Hitting eighth at second base, Junior Kennedy. And batting ninth, the Reds pitcher, right-hander Frank Pastore. Again for the Reds, it's Collins in center field, Concepcion at shortstop, and Griffey in right field. Foster in left field. Dreesen at first base, Bench catching. On the bottom third again, we'll have Knight at third base, Kennedy at second, and Pastore pitching. For the Pirates, their leadoff batter, Omar Marino in center field. Tim Foley will play shortstop and hit second. Dave Parker will bat third and play right field. Hitting fourth, first baseman Willie Stargell. Mike Easler in left field will bat fifth. Phil Garner will bat number 6 and play second base. Ed Ott will be the Pirate catcher. He'll hit seventh. Dale Berra will bat 8th and play third base. And Bert Blyleven, the pitcher, a right-hander, will bat 9th. Again for the Pirates, it's Marino in center field, Foley at shortstop, and Parker in right field. Stargell at first base, Easler in left field, Garner at second. Ott the catcher, Berra the third baseman, and Blyleven the pitcher. Dave Collins back in the lineup tonight after sitting it out in St. Louis yesterday, a result of that neck injury he suffered in stealing a base in St. Louis on Saturday night. Collins hitting .288, couple of homers, 17 RBIs. Blyleven sends it in. Collins swings and fouls off third and out of play. And this game is underway. Collins, Concepcion, and Griffey for Cincinnati. Blyleven kicks and he throws. The 0-1 pitch is too low for a ball. Count evens at 1-1. Well, the Pirates have all their horses in the lineup tonight. Stargell at first, Garner at second, Berra at third base, and Tim Foley off the disabled list. He's at shortstop. Check swing on the pitch inside corner, strike call. Collins down a ball, 2 strikes. Easler in left field, Marino in center, Parker in right, and Ott catching. Of course, Dale Berra continuing to fill in the absence of Billy Madlock, who comes off that 15-day suspension on Friday. Collins takes it inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Blyleven ready with a 2-2 pitch to the plate. Collins swings and he misses. Blyleven with a strikeout. One down as Dave Concepcion steps in. I think that's the same way that Blyleven opened the game up in Cincinnati. In fact, I think he picked him up back-to-back in the first inning against Dave Collins and Dave Concepcion. In fact, he struck out the side. Davey hitting .220 with a couple of home runs and 22 RBIs. He was 5 for 12 in the series in Cincinnati as Blyleven misses with a breaking ball. Framing the plate umpires, Steve Fields, Harry Wendelstedt, and Eric Gregg at first, second, and third. That's the quartet of umpires. Strike on the outside, 1-1. Ironically enough, it was Bert Blyleven who pitched the final game against Cincinnati last October to allow the Bucks to sweep the 3-game playoff. Here is the ground ball to short. Tim Foley unloads to Stargell for the second out. So 2 away with Ken Griffey up. Kenny had 4 hits yesterday in the 13-inning game in St. Louis. He should have had 5, a bad scoring decision by St. Louis sports writer Jack Herman. Nevertheless, Kenny coming into this series over 300 again at .301. 5 home runs and 27 RBI. So Blyleven bids to knock off the Reds in order. As Collins strikes out, Concepcion grounds to shortstop. Pitch to Griffey, swung on and fouled away. Reds have won 32 and lost 27. They're playing game number 60. Pirates involved in game number 58. They've won 33 and lost 24. coming off of a weekend series here against Houston that saw the Bucks win 2 out of 3. Griffey fouls it away. Bouncer behind the plate. 2 strikes. Dimensions here at Three Rivers, 335 down both lines, and the alley's 375, and an even 400 to dead center field. 2 out, bases empty. Blyleven with a 2-strike pitch, and he's up and in as Griffey backs away from the plate. Third with a lifetime record against the Reds of 2 wins and 1 loss. That's high, 2-2. Only victory this season has come here in Pittsburgh. I think he's pitched very well in this ballpark. 36 and a third innings with a 2.75 ERA. All 6 of his losses have come on the road. 2-2 to the plate. Griffey strikes out swinging. So Blyleven with an impressive first inning. A strikeout, a ground out, a strikeout. After a half inning of play, Reds nothing. Pirates are coming to bat. Here's Foster as we go to the top of the second. No score. George batting .222 with 8 home runs and 30 RBIs. He'll be followed by Danny Dreesen and Johnny Bench. Well, Foster slowly getting in, making Blyleven wait on the mound. He's now there. Ott sends out the sign. Blyleven sends in the pitch, and Foster takes it low, ball 1. Jim Bibby and Mike Lacasse will have at it in the second and final game tomorrow night, and then the Reds will be at Wrigley Field for games on Wednesday and Thursday afternoon. Swung on and foul of the screen. Oh, well, Mike Lacasse will pitch tomorrow night. The probables in Chicago will be 2 left-handers, Charlie Leibrandt Wednesday, and another rookie, Joe Price, will be making his second major league start in the final game of the road trip on Thursday. Blyleven even with Foster. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reds went out in order in the first as Collins and Griffey struck out. Concepcion in between grounded to shortstop. 1-1 pitch. Just high for a ball, 2-1. Foster swings and he misses on a pitch away. George didn't have a very good series against the Pirates in Cincinnati. Went 1 for 11, knocked in a couple of runs, and of course drove in 2 runs yesterday with a single and a double and a sacrifice fly. 2-2 to him. He fouls it off the first base side and well back up into the seats. This was a ballpark that during the regular season last year was extremely kind to Cincinnati. In fact, the Reds beat the Pirates 5 out of 6 games here. Foster hits one off the handle over the mound, but there's the second baseman. Garner throwing to Stargell, 1 down. Foster out second to first. That brings up Danny Dreesen. Dreesen batting .285, 6 homers, 31 RBIs. He's been on base 11 times, Dreesen, in the last 4 games, including 5 walks and 6 hits and 14 times up as a hitter. Dreesen back on the beam again. Blyleven starts him off with an off-speed pitch, ball 1. Bird, a quick worker. He's high with a fastball, 2-0. Pirates have been drawing unbelievably well. This club is really, or the fans in this town have really gotten behind this Pirate team very early this season. And really putting them in this ballpark. 2-0 pitch. Swung on. Fly ball. Well hit. Right center field. Parker on the move. He can't get it. Ball bounces over the fence on 1 hop. Danny Dreesen doubles into the power alley in right center field with 1 out. Parker, after a long run, couldn't get to it. That's the first base runner of the night for Cincinnati.
Parker came very close to getting to that ball. I didn't think that he had a chance at it, but he came within a foot of catching it. Of course, he takes strides halfway to the Ohio River from here.
I'll tell you, you take nothing for granted. as to whether or not that man can get to a ball when he starts those long strides in the outfield. Danny Dreesen aboard at second, his 13th double of the year. And Johnny Bench will now try to get him home. Bench hitting .245 and leads the club in home runs with 9. Blyleven gets it over, strike call. Johnny with a torrid bat, hitting .361 since the 29th of May, going 13 for 36. That includes 6 home runs and 10 runs knocked in. Blyleven checks and pitches. Bench takes. Had an idea, but held back in time. The count evens 1-1. Now the Reds with the first scoring opportunity of the night. As Foster grounds out, but Dreesen doubles. He takes the lead at second as Blyleven 1-1s to the plate. Bench swings and fouls it back. Coming up next for the Reds will be third baseman Ray Knight. Blyleven out on the mound, goes to the rosin bag. Outfield pulled around toward left and deep for Bench. Blyleven taking a little bit extra time now as he looks into it, has his sign, straightens up on the mound and brings it home. Check swing. Too low. Ott wants a ruling from first base umpire Fields, and he concurs with Bench. 2-2. John hit a home run off Blyleven to account for the only Cincinnati run in the third and final playoff game here last October. Pitch. Swung on, popped up, but out of play, behind the plate. Blyleven with a 2-2 count on Bench and holding. The look at Dreesen, the pitch, inside and high, full count. Blyleven, a pitcher who throughout his big league career has been prone to throw a goodly number of long balls, working very carefully here to Bench. Right-hander has now run the string out, and he's ready with a payoff pitch, and here it is. Bench swings, and he misses, lost his bat, and it's picked up by shortstop Tim Foley. Well, Blyleven goes 3-2 on number 5 and ends up striking him out. Blyleven picks up his third strikeout of the game and his 68th of the season, and now faces third baseman Ray Knight. Ray Knight swinging the bat very well, and no doubt that shot he took in the left elbow by Jim Bibby last week in Cincinnati has had a whole lot to do with it.
Marty, he took a lot of batting practice, extra batting practice this afternoon, and you're exactly right. He said he just can't seem to get any feeling in that arm as far as swinging the bat, and later on as he took the batting practice, seemed to be swinging better.
Blyleven gets behind with a pitch down and in, ball 1. Knight hitting .270, 6 homers and 34 RBIs. Now the Pirate right-hander trying to get out of the inning unscathed as the Reds have Dreesen at second and now 2 out. Here's a line drive over first and down the right field line. That's a base hit. Danny Dreesen will score. Ray Knight will come to second, and he's in sliding with a run-scoring double. 1-0 our side. Knight up among the league leaders in 2 base hits in the National League, has just picked up his 17th. And banging Danny Dreesen in from second base to get his 35th RBI. Here's Junior Kennedy. Kennedy batting .295 with a home run and 21 knocked in. Pitch is low, a ball. Well, 2 doubles in the inning have produced a Cincinnati run. Ed Ott goes out to the mound to talk with Bert Blyleven. Kennedy looking for his first hit this season against the Pirates. He was 0 for 10 at Riverfront. He bounces one to the left side, picked up by Foley. On to Stargell in time. That ends the inning. But the second gets the Reds a run. 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. In the middle of inning number 2 from Pittsburgh, Reds 1, Pirates nothing. Foster leading at first. Stargell playing off the bag and in front of him as Dreesen takes a strike. Stretch and a pitch. High, 2-1. The Reds now with 5 hits in the game. The Pirates have had 6. Dreesen grounds one to Stargell. Willie will go to second base for the outplay on Foster. Tim Foley there. That's the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Through 5.5. Pirates 5, Reds 1. You can bet at this late stage of the game with this kind of lead, Chuck Tanner, who utilizes his bullpen probably more often than any manager in the National League, and rightly so, with the kind of depth that he has down there, will waste no time getting Blyleven out and getting a fresh arm in if the Reds should pose a big threat in this inning. Griffey swings and he misses, 2-1. Dave Concepcion on with an infield hit to begin the 8th. Two-one pitch. Swung on. Soft fly ball, shallow center. That's going to drop. Omar Marino plays it on the bounce as Concepcion moves to second base. So for the second consecutive inning, the Reds put their first 2 men on base, and George Foster will step in. So Kenny does, in fact, extend his hitting streak to 11 games. George Foster 1 for 3, lined a single to left in the 6th inning. Foster settles into the batter's box. Blyleven in a bit of trouble. He delivers, and Foster takes a strike. Reds have now out-hit the Pirates 8-7. Concepcion out at second, Griffey on at first, nobody out. Foster holding up, and that cost him strike 2. DeConvey and Jackson continue to get ready. Foster at the plate behind 2 strikes. Danny Dreesen on deck. Foster is bound to step out on Blyleven. And he'll wait probably till he starts to stretch. He did. Well, you can read him like a book. Hadot straightening up behind the plate. Now settles back into the crouch, and Foster backing further away from the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Bert Blyleven rings up his 6th strikeout. Now we'll go to work on Danny Dreesen, who's had 2 of the 8 hits, a double and a single, and has scored the Reds' lone run. Ball strike. Strike 2 call. Well, I'll tell you, Foster and Dreesen taking some mighty good pitches here. Foster got behind 2 strikes, struck out. Dreesen down 0-2. Blyleven looking back at Concepcion, wheels and deals, and he's low and inside. Ball gets through the legs of Ott, but not far enough to allow anybody to advance. Blyleven getting into trouble at the outset of the inning, and now trying to pitch himself out of it is 1/3 of the way home. Danny Dreesen looking for his 3rd hit of the night. Inside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just missed up and in with that one. Runners off the bags at first and second. 2-2 coming. Swung on, ground ball, base hit right field. Dave Concepcion rounds third. He comes out of the plate. Throw cut off by Willie Stargell. And Danny, with a ground single to right, makes it 5-2. And here comes Chuck Tanner, and that may well be all for Bert Blyleven. DeCovey picked up a save in Cincinnati. So a home run now would tie things up as Tommy Hume starts up in the Cincinnati bullpen. And Chuck Tanner keeps a pair working down for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Grant Jackson continues to throw, and Enrique Romo picks up where DeCovey left off. String bean right-hander brings it to the plate, and bench swings. A check swing, soft liner that drops in left field for a hit. Ken Griffey will come on to score, and it's now 5-3. Collins batting .232 against left-handed pitching, leads it off. Jackson in with a pitch. Collins grounds to shortstop. Foley charges, has it, throwing out at first base. Now Dave Concepcion, who got the Reds going in the 8th inning with an infield hit over the mound. Grant Jackson 2 outs away from recording his 2nd save of the season. DeCovey has 9. He leads the bullpenners. Romo with 3 and Jackson with 1. Strike call. Swing and a miss. Slow curveball, and he fooled Davey badly with that one. Jackson with a wide assortment of pitches, and boy, he'll show them all to you. Davey chasing a pitch away, pops it foul off the right field line. Of course, he doesn't have as many as Enrique Romo. He might throw every pitch known to man, and at times will improvise. And he's throwing in that Pirate bullpen. Concepcion with a pitch in on him swings and apparently fouled that ball off of his left foot or ankle. He comes up hobbling and heading toward the dugout to be greeted by Larry Starr. Davey looks to be in a bit of pain. He took a healthy cut at that ball. Now trying to walk it off. Now Jackson will stay loose by throwing down to Ott. Maybe we'll stay in. No balls, 2 strikes. Jackson looks for the sign and throws a pitch. Grounded to shortstop. Foley getting a 9th inning workout. On to Stargell, 2 away. Now Ken Griffey. He extended his hitting streak to 11 games in the 8th inning. Left-hander against left-handed batter. Ball to him. Strike to him. 1-1. 2 out, nobody on. Ninth inning, 5-3 Pirates. That one got away from Jackson. He bounced it up there and by Ed Ott. Foster on deck. And the 2-1 to Ken Griffey. Hit in the air to left field. Bill Robinson is there. And he makes a catch to end the game. Well, Grant Jackson sure does the job. He retires the Reds in order in the 9th inning to preserve the win for Blyleven and the Pirates' 5-3 win. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, after a scoreless first inning here in Pittsburgh tonight, both clubs got on the board in the second. The Reds scored 1 on a 1-out double to right center by hot-hitting first baseman Danny Dreesen. And 1 out later, Ray Knight doubled down the right field line, scoring Dreesen to give the Reds a 1-0 lead against Blyleven. But the Pirates answered that with a 2 spot at the expense of Frank Pastore and a couple of errors by the Reds defense in the bottom of the second. Mike Easler started it off by hitting a hard grounder directly at Junior Kennedy. He coughed it up for an error. Phil Garner then drew a base on balls, and our star of the game, Ed Ott, double a single to right field, driving home Easler to make it 2-1. Dale Berra then single to right field to tie things up. Ken Griffey bobbled the ball around, allowing runners to advance for another error. After Blyleven struck out, Omar Marino was given an intentional walk, and Tim Foley's fly ball to left field got Ott home with the 3rd run of the inning. The Pirates scored 3 times in that frame, not 2, and led it 3-1. They came back in the 4th inning to drive Pastore out of the game. Dale Berra led off with a base hit. There was a 1-out double off the wall in right center by Omar Marino, and Tim Foley had the big blow in that frame, a 2-run double to left field, scoring both runners and giving the Pirates a 5-1 lead. Thereafter, Dave Tomlin, Mario Soto, Doug Bear, and Tommy Hume collectively pitched a total of 4 2/3 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball, but as things turned out, the damage was done insofar as a Pirate win and a Reds loss were concerned. Cincinnati made a game of it in the 8th inning when they sent 8 batters to the plate, scoring twice. Infield hit by Dave Concepcion, a single by Ken Griffey, a 1-out run-producing base hit by Danny Dreesen made it 5-2. Johnny Bench greeted new pitcher Kent DeCalvey with a single to left field. Griffey scored 5-3. Ray Knight then hit a ground ball back to the mound, but DeCalvey was charged with a throwing error trying to start a double play at second. The Reds had the bases loaded with only 1 man out. Junior Kennedy then hit a line drive back to the mound for the 2nd out of the inning. At that point, Grant Jackson came on to face pinch hitter Rick Auerbach. He got Auerbach on a pop-up to Foley at shortstop to end the inning and leave the Reds with the bases loaded. In the 9th inning, Jackson continued his fine pitching, grounding out Collins and Concepcion to shortstop and ending the game by getting Ken Griffey on a fly ball to left field. On the night, the Pirates had 5 runs on 8 base hits, committing an error. They stranded 7. The Reds had 3 runs, 10 hits, committed 2 errors, and left 9 men on base. Blyleven, the winner, he's now 2-6. Jackson is 2nd save. Pastore, the loser, 8 wins and 3 losses. So the final game of this series coming up here tomorrow night. The Reds, who now stand 4 back after losing 3 of the 4 so far on this road trip and 5 of their last 7, will be sending Mike Lacoste to the mound. He's won 4 and lost 6. The Pirates will go with hard-throwing Jim Bibby. He's won 7 and lost 1. We'll be on the air with the pregame shows tomorrow night beginning at 7:05 Cincinnati time. Again, the final tonight in a game that took 2 hours and 21 minutes to play before a crowd of 23,211. The Pirates 5 and the Reds 3.